Massey Ferguson, with big old wheels and a mighty grin, will always be right there to lend a hand. If you see him passing by the road, tip your hat and say hello to the greatest little tractor in the land. Massey had been working on the farm in New Zealand for many years, helping Max with the ploughing and planting. First with making trenches, then with planting seeds, and then letting it grow into nice corn. Massey sometimes rested in the shed thinking of what to do when a job is finished. You can tell he's thinking because the smoke is spitting out of his exhaust pipe. It happened when, in the early morning, before the sun would come up. The time was 6 o'clock, and Massey was outside thinking. He had a country name come into his mind, but he never had a new thought. "Bother," he said. "How can I get the name if I don't know it?" He went back in the shed, thinking he should write a note to let his friends know where he was wandering off to, when he noticed a map. He pulled it onto the floor to read it. "Aha! It's Australia. That's what I was trying to think of," thought Massey. "It's my day off, so I might visit it. But what about Butte the Ute and Mrs. Milk? Oh, I can't let them see me, and their birthdays are coming up soon." Massey knew town that Mary told him about when he and Butte visited it. He soon had a grin. Max is big enough to go to it, but for a little tractor, it would make him grown up. He found a piece of paper and a pen, wrote a note, popped it on the wall, then slipped out of the shed unnoticed. Then he drove out of the farm onto the road. Now, because it was 6 o'clock in the morning, things were still dark, so Massey had to use his headlights. The district was quiet, and the stars were still out in the sky and across the Milky Way. The moon was shining its light on the ground as the red tractor drove far out and away from Ferguson Farm. It felt really good when making a first far row. Massey passed a hilly mountain where a film set was built for the movie The Hobbit, which is Miss Joy's favourite thing to see. Then he came to a town called Matamata. I think this is the second location for me, so Masterton must be the third place to go to, said Massey. But before he continued driving, he had some realization hitting him. To get to Australia, everyone from New Zealand needs to go overseas with taking a boat. And going to the harbour was a wrong time for him. The harbour will not be opened yet. It looks like I'm ending up in Masterton instead, thought Massey. The red tractor continued on his way, not noticing someone else was following him. The moon was going down slowly as 6:30 came. Massey had been driving throughout the night disappointed, but his smile came back as he thought about exploring Masterton. He went over the hill with a little turbine windmill and a lot more, and over a crossing. It was now bright morning when he arrived in Masterton, where we stayed for nights. He looked in the op shops, which was only one, when he saw someone was out for a walk. "Hello," said the someone. "You must be Massey Ferguson from Ferguson Farm." "I am." "Who are you?" asked Massey. "I'm the model writer from Tasmania, nickname for Tasmania. My family and I are visiting for relatives' sake. And I'm to visit Countdown, different, but it has the same Apple logo, like Woolworths." "Tasmania?" said Massey. "I've been looking at a map of Australia and was wanting to visit it, but I can't because the harbour's closed." "You won't need a boat to go to Tasmania. You'll need a secret shortcut which is unknown to anyone," said me, whispering, so no one would hear. "There's a secret door hidden behind the crates in the warehouse. If you go in there to it without the trucks about, you'll be in the country in no time. I was wanting to look at Countdown too, so I might look in the warehouse." And he left to find it as I went in the op shop. Massey arrived at Countdown. He could see the warehouse close by the shop. He was just about to sneak towards it when he heard someone shout his name. "Massey, what do you think you're doing?" It was Gracie, who had followed him when he left Matter. "Hello, Gracie. Why did you follow me to Masterton?" asked Massey. "I found your note you left behind and thought I'd better check to see what you're up to," said Gracie. "And why are you visiting Countdown? You might come with me if you want to know what I'm doing," said Massey. "I met a man named the Model Writer from Australia, and he told me a secret door that's in the warehouse. It's behind some crates, so if we go in it without the trucks around, we can check it out." The tractor and quad bike looked at the Countdown warehouse, waiting for the trucks to leave. They sneaked into the car park and waited, keeping calm to not let anyone notice. "Massey, do the truck drivers know about the secret door behind the crates?" whispered Gracie. "Of course they don't, Gracie," said Massey. "There's only one truck delivering the last load. It won't be long till we can sneak in." But the chance came unexpected. On the ground was a loose crate. "Look, that crate's fallen out of the truck," said Gracie. "It's containing cookies, so any dog would eat them," said Massey. "We can't leave it alone. What shall we do?" "We'll take it in, then get behind the crates. Follow me." Massey and Gracie picked up the crates of cookies and drove into the warehouse. It was left inside, then they sneaked towards the crates before anyone would notice. When they were behind the crates, they had a surprising gaze. There, in front of their very headlights, was a door with a button beside it. Never in their life have they seen something so secretive and not told to anyone. "Let's see what's on the other side," said Massey. And he pressed the button in his quiet excitement. The door wasn't locked, and it opened quite normally. Massey and Gracie drove through the door, and in no time they found themselves in a ward. "Where are we?" asked Gracie. "We'll soon know where we are by looking at the edge of the ward," said Massey. "I think we're not in New Zealand anymore." A gap was showing so clearly in their headlight sight, so drove towards it. And what do you think they saw? They saw a large ship called the Spirit of Tasmania, which got them jumping with excitement. Crazy. We're the first New Zealander machines to visit Australia's little state. Oh yes, I remember what Murray was up to. He visited Tasmania to meet another farmer. He said to her if he could share us to him or her, said Massey. It's all very well to visit this place, but we don't know the way round, said Gracie. Max said to me a town the model writer goes to, but I don't know what it is unless we have a look and rely on the signs. This is a first far row we can make. Gracie seemed excited. It sounds like we're adventurous, said she. Let's start at once. So they started off. But no sooner had they left, Mac's tractor appeared. He saw Massey and Gracie in a distance, so started following them. Massey and Gracie drove a mile away from Devonport, crossing a river bridge, passing a small tugboat fishing. They went over the Tasman Bridge, along the long highway, and after a number of miles came into a town called Sorrel. This is where he visited Gracie, said Massey. We've never been in Sorrel before, Massey, said Gracie. Let's look around. So they did. It was quite a new learning experience for them, as they saw many new things, except the same cafe called McDonald's. Then they found the last place, which was a resting spot for them to enjoy the new surroundings. What are you looking at? Asked Massey. I'm looking, said Gracie, at something green. It's tall and enough for us to see, and coming towards where we're resting. Something green, tall enough for us to see. Oh, said Massey. He gave a little smoke signal to show who was following them. Mac's tractor, glad to have caught up with them, drove into their resting spot. Ugh, cheeky devils, he said. Why didn't you tell me you were visiting Australia, Massey? I've been following with Gracie Mabby's plan of letting another farmer borrow us, Max. Massey explained the purpose, and he told him about how he and Gracie got here using a door in the warehouse. I've been told the same thing from the model writer, said Max. Anyway, I'm glad I caught you. Mabby said to me we were to stay in Devonport for the days. Oh, we saw the same sign too, before you, said Gracie. Now we're here, in Tasmania, we might look around. And visit a farm called, what is it? Forest Hill Farm, but we don't know about it in another unknown location, said Massey. Why don't you find it, while me and Gracie look round Sorrel? We'll follow you later on, said Max. Massey left his friends to look round Sorrel.